Hi, welcome back to Guitar Basics. I'm Dave Caruso. So far, we have learned a whole note strum, which is 4 beats per measure. We strum once and we count to 4. We've learned a half note strum, which is strumming every 2 beats, 1, 2, 1, 2, or 1, 2, 3, 4, to fill a full measure. And now we're going to learn quarter note strums, which means we're going to strum on every single beat of every measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, all down strums. And for our first exercise, we're going to use a C chord. Remember, for the C chord, we don't play the 6th string. We only play the first 5. It should sound like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to play on every beat. So I'm going to count to 4 for nothing and strum on 1, strum on 2, strum on 3, strum on 4. We'll do it nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that's your exercise. You can do that as many times as you want to. You can also do it switching between chords. So do 4 strums on a C, then maybe 4 strums on a G, then maybe 4 strums on a D. Just switch around so that you get comfortable switching chords, because no song sticks on one chord forever, or very few songs do. Now, to put that strum into practice, I've chosen the song One of Us, which was written by Eric Bazilian of the Hooters and made famous by Joan Osborne. We're going to use all 4 of the chords we've learned so far, and we're also going to add one new chord, which will be a variation of a chord you already know. It's very simple. Hold that thought, and when we get there, I'll show you how to do it. What I love about this song for students is that the verse, the chorus, and the introduction are all the same. In fact, the introduction is the chorus. It's just got the lead guitar playing the vocal part. We're going to learn to play the same 4 chords over and over for many sections of the song. Notice that we're going to read the top strum line. Don't read the bottom strum line right now on the first 4 chords. We're just doing quarter note strums downward, and you're going to play on 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're just going to change every 2 strums. So it's going to be like this. Here's our first 4 chords. Let's stay with the first 2 measures. You notice there's repeat signs around those first 2 measures. So that means we're going to repeat everything between the 2 repeat signs. And we're going to do it multiple times, not just once, but keep repeating. Later in the song, we're going to repeat the other section, and I'll show you that when we get there. So let's play the first 2 measures, which is 4 chords, and start with E minor. 1, 2, ready, go. C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, here comes D, E minor, C, G, D. Okay, that's the whole verse, that's the intro, and that is the chorus. That's all you got to do. Now, on the next section, we're going to learn a new chord. First of all, I want to remind you, this section is also repeated. It's got the dots facing each other, and we're going to repeat that whole section a couple of times. And we're going to play the C major 7 chord. You see that new symbol, C major 7? By removing our first finger from the C chord. So here's your C chord. And if you take that first finger and just remove it, just flick it off of there, that's what you get. That's a C major 7 chord. We're going to play that section 3 times. So it's going to be C major 7 for 4 beats, D for 4 beats, and then do the same thing 2 more times. 1, 2, ready, go. Yeah, yeah, D. Yeah, yeah, D. One more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now we go to the next section again, the first section again. What if God was one of us? Just a slug like one of us. Just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home. So that's how the song will go. And we're going to change the verses by adding one more strum, because if we played quarter note strums through the whole song, it might be tedious. It might sound too similar from section to section. So we're going to learn one more strum now, and that's an eighth note muted strum. Eighth notes are twice as fast as quarter notes. You notice we keep going twice as fast. We go whole note to half note to quarter note, now to eighth note. There are twice as many eighth notes as there are quarter notes, which means we're running out of numbers. We have to add ands between them. There are 4 quarter notes per measure. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 8 eighth notes in one measure, so we have to say ands in between the numbers. So we're going to say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, since we haven't learned how to do a proper eighth note strum yet, we're going to do muted eighth notes, which means we're going to take the heel of our strumming hand, put it against the strings, and strum. And it sounds like this. Now, when you do that strum, it's good to only play the lowest 2 notes of the chord. Now, the lowest 2 notes of the E minor chord are the lowest 2 strings, 5 and 6. On the C chord, that's 4 and 5 strings. On the G chord, it's the 5 and 6 strings. And on the D chord, it's the 3rd and 4th strings. Okay, so try to strum the lowest strings that are appropriate for that chord. Just 2 of them. Keep your heel against the strings, and you get the sound like that, okay? So notice that we haven't written the song out like a book where every measure and every line is written out. We just do 4 measures on one line, and we have to know which section we have to play at which time. So we start out, we play an intro on those quarter note strums. Then we switch to eighth notes playing the same section. So suddenly we double up. We go to that bottom strum line where there's twice as many. Then we go to the pre-chorus on the right for 3 cycles. And then we come back to the beginning and play the chorus with open quarter note strums. Let's give it a try. So open quarter note strums on the first 2 measures. We're going to repeat it a couple times. 1, 2, ready, E minor, C, G, D, E minor, C, G, D. One more time. And once more. Now let's go to muted double time. We'll do that 4 times. This is the second time through. Number 3. 4th time. And we're going to go on to the second section, the pre-chorus with C major 7. Yeah, 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 yeah. Back to the beginning, keep the strum up. What if God is one of us? Was this not like one of us? Just a stranger on the bus, trying to make his way home. We'll go back to the verse. We'd be going back to this section, but we're doing the muted eighth notes. So now you just have to figure out how the scheme goes as you listen to the song. You can go to Spotify and listen to the song as sung by Joan Osborne. I've made a playlist of all these songs. It's Dave Caruso Music is the name of my Spotify. And then there's a playlist called Guitar Basics G, E minor, C, D. And this song is in there, and when you play it, you have to play it with the capo on the 2nd fret. You'll notice that on the music it says capo 2 for Joan Osborne. So we're going to do that. We're going to put the capo on, and I'll show you how to do that. So far in this series, I've shown you 2 other capos, and now I'm going to show you a third one. This is a different kind of capo, and you see it's got a swinging gait on it. You kind of have to clasp it. It's not good for quick release because you need 2 hands to put it on. So I would recommend it more for home use or studio use instead of for live use. But if you flick open the swinging gait, you take the curved part as always and put it behind the neck. Find the position you want, squeeze it, and line it up behind the fret mark. So we're going to do it in this key now, and we're going to do the same sections, and you're going to have everything be 1 step higher, 2 half steps higher. Each fret is a half step. So now we're going to be in the key of A, although we're actually playing in the key of G. And as always, we think of the capo the same way we thought of our nut. So here's the nut. When we played the G chord by the nut, we had 1 space, 1 fret empty. Same thing here. So here's your capo, and we're going to have 1 fret empty, and there's our G position. Everything will work just normally if you think of it that way. 1, 2, E minor, go. Repeat 4 times. This is our second time through. Third time. Fourth time. Now we're going to stay on the same section, keep repeating the same thing, but go to 8 notes muted. Now we're going to go to the second section with the C major 7. Here we go. Yeah, 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 yeah. Back to the beginning. Keep these long strums. 2 more. I'm going to go back to the verse. We'll go back to muted. Same section. Four times. Back to the third time. And a fourth time. On to the C major 7 chord. Yeah, 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 yeah. Back to the beginning. 2 more. One more. That's One of Us as sung by Joan Osborne. On our next lesson, we're going to cover a song by Better Than Ezra, and I promise it's going to be good.